Hello, my name is Roddy Elias, and I'm a Canadian composer and guitarist. And I'd like to tell you about an opera I wrote about 2 years ago that I believe is actually more relevant even today than when I wrote it. It was created for puppets, 4 singers, 2 of which are jazz singers and the other 2 classical singers. 11-piece ensemble, which consists of classical musicians and jazz musicians, and includes harp, winds, strings, and percussion, and a conductor. And it was performed 2 summers in a row at the Music and Beyond Festival in Ottawa to standing ovation, full house, great reviews and all that. And so it was received quite well, and I'm hoping you'll like it as well.
He wears a crown of broken promises, and on his feet are shoes which never take him where he wants to go.
Can you spare a little change, please?
Love draws you in, and you fall through the eyes. Love draws you in, and you're falling too deep.
Why am I listening to you?
Because you can't hear yourself. I feel the pull of stars in the darkest of nights.
There was a time when home meant everything to me.
Sleeping Rough is about a homeless man named Ted, his struggles, his journey, and the lives he touched. The principal characters are Emily, a young social worker who takes an unusually strong interest in trying to get Ted off the streets. Anna, who's Emily's mother, and who we find out later is Ted's former wife. A Greek chorus made up of 1 person, and of course, last but not least, Ted himself.
She thinks that she can help me. Who asked her anyway? I weave my way alone among the ghosts of who I could have been. I draw the black curtain across the light of hope.
What is it about him? This man who sits alone. I feel the same ground beneath my feet, the same wind that touches my face.
The characters are all represented by puppets, made, designed, and operated by Noreen Young, whose work has been recognized by the Order of Canada, and her team of puppeteers. All characters except for 1 are represented by puppets. The chorus is actually represented by a real person. During the performance, musicians, singers, puppeteers, and the puppets are all on stage, and the audience can see everything, but soon forget, they don't focus on the musicians or the singers or the or the puppeteers, but get right into the puppets. And I know that from having a lot of feedback from people in the audience, saying they forgot about the musicians and the singers and were just so enthralled with the puppets. The puppets are amazing, so expressive. I believe they can be more expressive than humans.
Love draws you in, and you fall through the eyes. Love draws you in, and you're falling too deep. It's too late. Somehow I thought I was more than enough, but the demons were calling, and they tore out the shadows and swung.
The libretto was also utterly haunting and written by Sandra Nichols, who's an multi-award-winning poet and novelist. And I think the libretto encourages us to reflect on our lives. I think it did so before the pandemic, and even more so now with people less fortunate than us, perhaps. And it sort of brings things more into light since the pandemic, and I think after. I don't think we're ever going to forget the power of what's happening right now. And so I think this topic really is so relevant. Sleeping Rough is not a traditional opera. It combines classical and jazz music and puppets, telling an adult story. Obviously not puppets for a children's play or anything. So how did this come about? During my undergrad years ago, I lived across the street from a place called the Men's Mission, which was a shelter for homeless men looking for a bed for the night, food, companionship. And I watched these men over the years and got to know many of them, and that experience has remained with me. Using puppets also reflects a long-term interest of mine. Studying, actually going back to those undergrad years, studying Japanese kabuki theater and how puppetry was used in cultures all around the world, that has stayed with me as well for all this time. And so the story of Ted and the broader issue of homelessness and the use of puppetry came very natural to me. And one day I just woke up and said, this is what I have to do. And I contacted Sandra Nichols to flesh out the story. And she did such an incredible job.
Longing to know, begging to know, begging to know. Mom, you look a little pale. Oh, just a little tired, I guess.
So as I mentioned, the opera played 2 straight years, 2 summers in a row, to sold-out crowds. And I hope you find that it moves you in the same way, and that you'll bring Ted's powerful story to your own audiences. Thank you for listening. I just want to mention my manager, Judith Humenick, has an exhibition booth here at the APAP and is available to meet and discuss further booking opportunities in 2021 and 2022. If there's interest from your organization, she'd be happy to provide you with more details about myself, my music, about Sleeping Rough. I'm also available for workshops, masterclasses, and more. And once again, thank you so much.